What's going on, y'all? Another week, another geek. We're back at it with another episode of the Why I'm Geek show with your homies AJ and ChrisyLite. This is episode 195. 5 away from the season finale, bruh. Super excited to talk some weapons today. Chris, how you feeling today? Brody.
Bow, bow. No, I'm doing good, bro. Feeling real good right now. I'm glad you went to go see it, man. I'm glad you went to go see it.
I'm not, bruh.
Oh man,
I was
how you
dreading.
doing,
I
G?
was
How you
like,
doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I was just hoping. I was like, man, I hope Chris. And I texted you. I was like, you asked me what we was watching today, right? Or was that yesterday? I don't remember.
It was yesterday.
Yeah.
Because I was like, dang, I don't know what we're gonna do.
Yeah. And I was just like, man, I hope he didn't go see Weapons because I don't want to see it, bro.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like when I first saw the initial trailer, I was intrigued, but then it got spooky
Yeah.
after that, and I was like, man, I don't know if I want to see this anymore, you know.
Mm.
So when you say you saw it, I was hurt, bro. I was like, dang, now I gotta lock in, bro. I gotta lock in. So I don't know how many spooky stuff that is for this year, but I'm tapped out, bro. I ain't gonna cap. Tapped
Like
out.
I think one more is the one I'm looking out for, but this one was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, yeah. It was actually really. I messed with it. I actually banged with this joint, but I was spooked though. I ain't gonna cap.
I was spooked though.
I was spooked. We'll talk about it. But weapons. Just like off the title, bro. What was your expectations for this joint? Like going into like why is it called Weapons, bro? Like what was your first thoughts about just that in general?
Well, I definitely think. I mean, it's gonna deep dive straight into the whole story. We good with spoilers, everyone? We're good.
Rest this Why I'm Geek show, bro. What are we talking
Yeah.
about? That's what we do.
I was pretty geeked about this because the whole time I was sitting there like, yo, why is this called Weapons? And they threw a little wrenches in throughout the movie. So it was kind of a little vague if something else was gonna like speak to me on why it was called Weapons, but it's definitely just the idea of them being able to weaponize humans. And there's definitely deeper meaning to that. But overall, it was definitely like weaponizing people and the effects of that, and deep down, probably the effects of trauma and how people deal with it. But it was really cool, especially when they weaponized the children. I was like, yo, this is wild. This is great. Like I'm watching it, I was like, bro, what am I in?
I forgot what movie I was watching at that point.
Yeah.
So, okay. Because when I was seeing Weapons, it's just a mad confusing title combined with the poster.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, so this has got, like, my brain was thinking, like, this has got to be some secret organization that has, like, just kidnapped this one lady's class. And that's what we're going to get into. Because it was like, I was leaning more onto the mystery side than the horror side when I first initially saw it. Then I started seeing screenshots and everybody talking about like, oh, y'all gotta go see this. You gotta go see this. And I'm like, bruh, I don't know. Then I saw little Alex in the dream. Everybody asleep, wake up, he a clown. I said, oh no, I don't want to see this no more. I don't want to see it. So initially I was like, okay, this has potential. It got Julia Garner in it. You know what I'm saying? Star power. And Josh Brolin. He been in a whole bunch of stuff. That's Thanos, right?
Yeah.
That's Thanos. So
definitely didn't realize the Marvel influence until after the movie ended. I was like, dang, there's a lot of Marvel people in this.
Yep. You got Wong in the junk. And you got who else? Oh, the dude from Ironheart.
Yeah, Ironheart, and that was it. I think.
So 4. But they had the other dude in there. He makes a cameo. He was one of the kids' dads, Justin Long. I haven't seen him in a long time. No pun intended. He was like he was one of Jesse's Jesse's boyfriends in New Girl. He was like the super nice guy that played the I think he played the flute, But like basically
I
him
don't
and
remember.
him and Jesse were basically the same person. And then like
Huh.
she couldn't figure out, like she wanted to break up with him but she couldn't do it and stuff like that. It's a
Hey,
whole
shout out
other
to New
story, man.
Girl. Great
Yeah.
series, by the
Yeah.
way.
Facts. Well, back to weapons. Back to weapons. Um so yeah, I like the initial premise of the movie. I was very intrigued just in the mystery of it, more so than when I saw the horror. The horror made me not want to watch it. So, but once Chris watched it, I was like, well, I gotta lock in now. So we're here. Um, since you are the horror movie expert, Chris, I'm gonna let you kind of lead us in how we can
Yeah.
go about doing this because
Yeah.
you know, you know more about this subject than me. You know what I'm saying? You got more experience with it. So where do you want to go with this whole thing?
We're gonna start at the beginning and
Okay.
the setup.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you feel about like just the opening monologue and how they, we have a narrator, unknown narrator,
Mm-hmm.
seemed like a little girl, maybe maybe teenager now, speaking about this event
Mm-hmm.
in which the children in the middle of the night, I think it was like 2:17, they got up out their bed,
Mm-hmm.
ran out the door, never to
Naruto
be
ran.
seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yo, Naruto run out the door, straight out the door.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie too, I thought that was very iconic because it was
Mm-hmm.
already like a thing for us.
Yeah.
And now little kids trick or treating this year, don't be running up to any neighborhood like that. Like I'm dead serious.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
the Naruto run's a little bit more athletic, but
for sure.
that jump was just creepy for
Yes,
sure.
and I do have a thing about scary movies when it has like little children, especially little girls, are always like the
Mm-hmm.
creepiest ones. So them just getting out doing like this lifeless Naruto run. It's not really lifeless, but like
Yeah. Stiff.
stiff a
Yeah.
Naruto run. I was like, yo, this is iconic already. But
Mm-hmm.
how did you feel about the opening monologue introducing us to this? I want to say like story of this small little town,
Yeah.
and this mystery because it starts out pretty strange. Of
Mm-hmm.
what? They're all from the same school or
Yeah.
same classroom.
Right. Yeah. So initially I was thinking this was gonna be like a whodunit type of situation. And once I heard the opening, like it wasn't that much more than what we saw in the trailer. Um, but we got to see more in the actual
Mhm.
movie. So like after seeing like how like seeing the teacher walk in and or
And just
Justine
one kid.
walk in and only see one kid and then get to see the whole um police interrogation and like all leading up to this parent one teacher conference or like support group where youngins is crashing out. I was like, oh man, this is already looking like it's gonna be elite, bruh. Like, because there's only two suspects that
Mhm.
it could possibly be. And obviously it's not the kid because what kid would be able to do something like this, right? So off the bat, I'm not necessarily suspicious of Julia Garner or of Justine, but I'm more so like, why are you still in town? Like I would be
Yeah.
afraid of for my life if this was me. Like I would not be there at all. I'll be James in Pennsylvania. I'd be in Philly, inconspicuous. Like I got to get out of here. But you know, that was like my initial take on it, and it was more so like I was just like, man, I want to understand like what makes you run like that. And it was all from different houses and different directions and stuff like that. And they also talked about like the ring cameras being a
Mhm.
thing. So it got me to thinking about what was that movie we saw with Storm Reed in it, Missing. And I was
Missing.
like, yeah, and I was like, what if they try to backtrack it through there type thing?
Yeah.
Like, what if they go that route? But they didn't go that route. It wasn't like a Scream movie. But um that was like my initial like thought process going into it. And I was just more so like worried. I'm like, yo, all these people in here, and you sitting at the front, no exits in sight. You are bold. You know what I'm saying? You are bold because like the one lady in the background, I remember it specifically, this black lady behind her. And everybody was talking and she was like, how is it just her class? Like how is she just sitting here and not in custody right now? And the black lady behind her, she was like, that's right. And I was like, there you go. See, she on to something. She on to something. So um trying to explain this to an angry mob, which is basically what it was. Like, I'm just as worried and I'm just as nervous. That's never gonna work. I don't even know why you tried that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was just more trying to understand who Justine was at that point, and you know, that's pretty much it. That's what I was thinking. What about you?
No, I kind of feel the same way. I really love the opening because it does throw you into I always say this with scary movies. There's certain stuff that you have to automatically just be like I have to sustain disbelief that
Mm-hmm.
okay, this has to happen for anything to even go on. But they throw us into this world immediately
Yeah.
where, like you said, there's only two suspects. It's a kid and
Mm-hmm.
the teacher, and then right in the beginning, uh she's already at like the parent teacher conference where all the parents are like, yo, none of this make any sense. And I was
Right.
sitting there in the audience like, dang, we just started. And I agree. Like,
Yeah.
how, how does every kid get out of their house and sprint out the door? What
Yeah.
are the parents doing? There's no one else in the neighborhood like waking
Right.
up because their ring alarm's going off. Like,
You know
uh
what came to my brain too?
yeah,
So out of these, like, what was it, like 17, 18 kids or
17
whatever?
kids. Yeah.
17 kids. At 217, by the way.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. Um, Nobody had a dog.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, I don't have a dog, but if somebody was to leave the house at 2 o'clock in the morning and be able to get out that quick and they don't got all these alarms set and stuff like that, I feel like the dog would have known. I ain't see a dog at all in this movie.
Like, not a single person just on the road at 2, getting
Yep.
home late, just
Nobody
this is a
saw
quiet
anything.
town out here.
Yeah. So,
But I just really love that whole setup because the very beginning already put so much mystery of like, all right,
mhm.
so the police can't find these kids. That's a lot of kids to go missing. It's in the same classroom. I mean, they
Yeah.
they bring up all
Same
the
grade.
questions. Same grade. Like, what is she doing here still? What is
Mm-hmm.
she teaching in the classroom? Like, all that got brought up immediately, and it was just like, yo, I like this already. Like, I'm already invested in like,
Tension.
y- yo, yeah, what is she doing here still? Like, this
Yeah.
seems like a situation where I gotta be suspended, or I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna be around these kids no more.
Yeah.
Or I'm moving back home with my parents because that was crazy. This is
Yeah.
just
I'm not
wild.
going to a house alone.
And to have that angry mob mentality, like, from the get-go, and I'm just sitting there kinda like the background parent, like, "Yo, this is kinda suspicious."
Yeah.
Um, so I just thought it was just so interesting, and kinda like what we alluded to, the movie's called Weapons.
Yeah.
So even with that happening, it was like, "What does this mean?" There's just so much
Mm-hmm.
mystery from the get-go, and they do a really fun thing where we're following one character at a time, so it has a little title screen with the character's name,
Yeah.
and it's just so fun to see that happen in the beginning because it's like, okay, who is
Mm-hmm.
Justine and what's going on in her, like, arc?
Yeah.
And it's the perfect one to start off with, like, "Yo,
Mm-hmm.
you done did something. We gonna find out. It's
Yeah.
gotta be you. There's no other explanation, and we're gonna follow your life for the next few days."
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought it was really smart and, creative to start Weapons off like that.
Yeah. So you brought up something that I also was like, ooh, I like this style of storytelling, which is like following a character, right? And you follow them through similar events. So I didn't catch it the first time it popped up on the screen. Like I wasn't really paying attention to like, oh, this was her name. You know, I just seen. I was like, okay, maybe this is gonna be a different character next time. But when it pulled up to Archers, scene or his storyline, that's when I was like, oh, and we got to see the same scene but from his POV. It felt like one of
Yeah.
those Telltale games or whatever, where it's like
Yeah.
you get to see all these different simultaneous events happening at the same time. And I was just like, yo, how did they make this?
Yeah.
You know? And I was just like, bro, like this is gonna be good because that means that, for one, obviously this is gonna be like a very fast paced type of movie because they don't have to worry about sequentially making things go in a specific timeline so that it all meets up at the end. It was just like, okay, we could basically pick up for wherever we want to go as
Hmm.
long as it's like vital information to the story, because that's really what we were all there sitting there waiting on. Like, how do we get to this whole weapons thing? You know?
Yeah, and like we don't like watching it. You're kind of trying to find this angle on like, okay, what happened, and
Mm,
okay, give me another angle. Maybe I can figure out what happened from this person's perspective. And then it kind of doesn't even show you, or you can kind of come up with theories as you're watching it in the beginning because there's
yeah.
not really a definite answer until like an hour into the movie.
Hmm.
So some stuff happens in the movie where I sitting there like, all right, is this like some like zombie infection type thing? Like
Yeah.
I don't know what this means. Like
Right.
there's no um and ultimately in this movie they kind of hint at it in the beginning with the title screen, and then ultimately with the writing on the car. Uh
Yeah.
Weapons
Which.
involves witches.
Yeah.
And I found that so creative that they uh with the opening scene with Justine, you
Hmm.
know, there's already this mob mentality going on with her. She's already hated in town.
Small
But then to
town.
get your car painted with witch, it kind of fit the theme anyway of like, yo, what are you doing in this town? Please leave. Because the
Hmm.
whole town already hate you. It's a small town
Yeah.
and you're watching these 17 kids and they all left. Yet you're still
Hmm.
around here. So that whole like witch feeling made sense. And it's in
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. I didn't think that either.
Yeah.
Um,
I didn't know where it
but
was the whole time we was watching. I did not pay. I wasn't really
yeah.
locked in for that. I knew they said Marybrook, but like that, it didn't click that it was in Pennsylvania. Um, but
But did you have any, like, idea for the first hour with us jumping through at least 3 characters that this involved witches? Or were you also kinda like me where I was like, "Okay, um, is this, like, aliens? Is this,
uh,
like, some type of, infection going on in the town?
yeah,
Straight up demons." I mean, whenever it's a scary movie, in
yeah,
red, bold title, it's gotta be a demon.
right.
Uh Even when witch appeared on her car door, did you think it could have been, witches?
I didn't think too much into it with the car thing
Yeah, me
because
neither.
I was already just scared because youngest was making noises. Like that's what I was more so worried about. And people was walking up and down the aisles a little bit like throughout the movie. So I'm like, man, y'all need to sit down, bro. Y'all doing too much. But
Yeah.
um I was just spooked off the fact that like the normal scary movie stuff, like with like
Okay.
just the creaks and hearing stuff and peeking but not seeing. They like I don't know how they do it too. To where it's like it's perfect eye line with like how the person is looking, and it's like the perfect amount to where it's like you can't see. It's all suspense. You can't see what's really there, you know?
Mm,
So but I didn't really think too much into like the witch being like a real factor into like, oh, this is gonna be something spooky like in that frame, because I don't necessarily see witches as very scary.
sure.
Witches seem more Disney Channel to me than like what I was expecting. So I was more so like curious. I'm like, okay, like, so where do we go from here? Because
Yeah.
obviously this teacher is not going to give up trying to find or figure out what the heck is going on. But in the meantime, she needed to figure out how she's going to keep herself safe in the midst of like the uproar of this, you know, small town, big neighborhood type situation, you know? So at that point in the movie, I was a spook, bro. I was just holding
You're
myself.
spooked.
I was just holding myself
Nice.
because it's like I don't know what it is. It's like it's not scary to the point where like anything in this movie where I'm like, oh my gosh, I never want to see that again. It's just
Mhm.
more so like little jumps here and there, to where it's like something's finna happen. Like you can basically like
Yeah.
see it coming, but it's like it was only one that really got me, and we could talk. I'll talk about that when we get there.
I mean,
But
we could talk about it right now because it kind of helps us transition from Justine's story to Archer's story.
mhm,
We did see towards the end of Justine's storyline, we get like one of the biggest jump scares on the ceiling in her
nightmare.
dream. Not sure if she was actually dreaming.
Hmm.
But pretty much on the ceiling, we get the first glimpse of the demon, the witch.
Hmm.
Uh, we weren't sure what was going on at that time.
Yeah.
But how did you feel about seeing what was her name?
Her name was
Um,
Gladys.
Gladys.
Gladys. Auntie
Oh,
Gladys.
um, the first glimpse of Gladys on the roof. It kind of looked like a clown to me the first time. I'm not gonna
Bro,
lie.
I still think that's what it is. Like
Yeah,
I I've only seen it once, and like anytime we see it, it's so fast that
very
you can't
brief.
really see what it is, and
Mhm.
like and compared to what we see later on in the movie, it's like not two completely different characters, but it doesn't necessarily make sense to the overarching story, like why this is happening.
Yeah,
You
we'll
know?
we'll get into that because I got some theories on it because it was
Okay.
confusing.
Yeah. Okay.
But how
It
did you
got me
feel
though.
about? Yeah, okay,
It got me.
it
I'm not
did.
gonna like that wasn't the main one. That was like I
Yeah,
visibly was like, oh, like that, because that happened later on. That happened towards the
yeah,
end. Um, but in that moment, I was just like, what the heck is that? What?
yeah,
Like, cause first it was Alex in the classroom. All the kids had their head down, 7 Up, heads down, 7 Up. What is the game? Heads up,
yeah.
7 Up, heads
Heads
up,
up,
seven
7 Up.
up. It was that game, and um, nobody actually had their thumbs up or anything. But Alex was the only one that lifted his head up, and he had a clown face. So
Wild.
that's just. I was just like, in that moment, I was like, I guess she's just scared of clowns. Like that's just like her
Yeah.
phobia, you know.
Mhm.
But we haven't talked about this. She's also a drinker,
Yes, yes.
so that also played a factor. I'm like, okay, maybe she's just turned, you know.
Yeah,
Like I don't know necessarily if this is like going to be a continuation type thing, because really up until this point, all she has really dealt with is the mob of people and just people
yeah.
being mad at her, you know? So, as far as like just being spooked, yeah, it spooked me, but you know, that was a crazy angle to put her at though.
Yeah,
That
I just
was
really love seeing these little Gladys flashback or jump scares,
mhm,
just because it was just so vague on what was going on. It wasn't like you alluded to. Like, was it just her drinking? Is there
mhm.
something more nefarious going on? We have no idea. Like, is it all in her mind?
Yeah.
Um, it was just really cool to see that, but it got very confusing once Archer's story picked up,
Mhm.
and he also
Man about to
had
lose his
visions of this
business.
clown.
About to lose his
Yeah,
business for this.
and it was very strange because at least Archer was a parent of
Right.
a kid that, ran away.
Mhm. Lil Matthew,
So
class
it becomes
bully.
very vague in a movie like this where there's not actually a correlation on why we're seeing these images of Gladys,
Yeah.
and,
Not
I
directly
was so
connected.
confused.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not.
I was so confused. I was a little spooked. I was like, "Yo."
Yeah.
The tone of this movie, the first 2, people,
Mhm.
was definitely much more spooky than later on in the movie, and it could have definitely leaned into that, like, heavy. It
Yeah.
chose not to, which was shocking to me because it was creepy enough
Mhm.
that, they coulda got wild, and I'm like, "Yo, this is definitely Spook Town number 1."
Yeah.
Uh But I just thought it was really creative seeing all these, like, vision sequence, dream sequences, and we
Mhm.
weren't really sure what was going on. But pretty much Archer's character, his storyline was, he's trying to find his kid. His kid ran away, and clearly the police are not doing a great job because it's now been, like, a month or so.
Yeah.
He hates Justine. He thinks she knows something. She's not telling something,
Yeah.
and he's gonna solve it himself and pin it
Yeah.
on Justine pretty much. Like
That's his first. That's
some
his first suspect right there. Number one
yeah,
suspect.
and I just think it's so great because, like you said, Justine's a drinker, and she's kind of painted in the beginning like, oh, she's just this sweet little
Mm-hmm.
elementary school teacher, but then now we see some
She's troubled.
messiness. We
She's
see,
troubled.
yeah, she's troubled. She's gone off the wild with Paul, the policeman,
Oh yeah.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
and
Reunited.
Archer kind of knows all of this, and he's uh mainly just struggling with losing his son.
Yeah.
But
Concerned
for
parent.
these 2 stories, uh, did you feel like they're both needed at this time, or were you, like, very lost to, like, "We need more. We
Yeah.
need way more angles because at this point, w
I'm not
we're
seeing
just
the
stuck."
connectings. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we're
I think if anybody's storyline could have been a little bit shortened, it'll probably have been Justine's, just because she
okay.
don't have a direct connection outside of being the teacher to like why Gladys would even, you know, be one to mess with her, you know,
Yeah,
outside of her just like sticking her nose into where she doesn't need it to be. Um so and that was mainly just with like the love interest and then like the um the different trips to the gas station or the liquor store.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
we
I
was
think it
just
was just trying to show her coping.
yeah, so like we like I feel like with Archer we needed less of that because we just understood like his direct connection to
Involvement.
the yeah, to the story, but I feel like the context of seeing that he sleeps in his son's bedroom every night and his wife is the one like his wife is just as sad, but like um she's kind of like, bro, get out of there, like what are you doing, like you know what I'm saying, I'm going to work, what are you about to do, you know, like so we don't really know his situation until we get to go to the actual job site and see like yeah, like his work is slipping now, like they're messing up stuff with their clients and stuff like that, and he's basically like one track minded, you know, he keeps
Mm,
rewatching the same clip of his son running out the door, and then like he falls asleep and has a dream.
yep.
And you didn't mention this earlier, but like some my favorite scene was like when he actually ran after him and then ran through the bushes and then came out the exact same way. And he was
Yep.
looking at his house, and I was like, "Oh, that's so tough!" Like as just a visual, because that was very dream. Like it felt like we were in an actual dream.
Mm.
Versus like, I feel like with
Astral
Justine's,
projection.
yeah, like with Justine's, it felt like more succinct to like, okay, this is just a scary story. Versus like Archer's was more dreamlike because it was a little bit more random and a little bit more like you in control, but you're not in control. You wake up and you see yourself, and then you walk into the bedroom, and then the bed's on the opposite side, and you wake up, and you're just like, what
Yeah.
the heck? Like that was probably one of the funniest lines in the movie. He's like, yo, he said, WTF, bro? What the heck was that, yo? You know?
And that's how I felt like in the theater. I was like, I
Yeah.
don't know what's going on still.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what made this movie so interesting. Like it's very fun to figure out or be lost on
Yeah.
purpose and then just feel like, yo, I have no idea what I'm watching, but I want to know what's happening. Like I need
Yeah.
to
Like
know, I need to find out.
why is there M16 in the sky?
Yeah, the whole gun with the 217 was so vague in that
Yeah.
moment, and it was
Mm-hmm.
like, what could this mean? Like I said, the title's still called Weapons, and
Yeah.
I'm also trying to put that together, but,
But that's when he has
it just
his
makes
aha
it more
moment though. After that.
yeah,
After that moment, he has his aha moment where it's like, wait a second. If I triangulate this angle with this and that, then it's like, okay, bro,
yeah,
you Batman. Like,
yeah.
you know, you don't
So
think the
so we're
police
gonna
did
we're gonna pick
this,
up
you know?
a few more because I think after we get through these 2, quickly, we're pretty much towards the 3rd
Yeah.
act. But we
Yeah.
got both Paul and my favorite character, James's character arcs coming up next,
James the
where Paul
junkie.
is a police
Let me
officer.
stop. Go ahead. My
Paul's a
fault.
police officer that's messing with Justine,
Mhm.
and he has a run-in with James, a junkie. And pretty much, I'm not sure if Paul's storyline is actually needed that much, but he
Yeah.
just helps facilitate a few things with James, who ultimately uh not only sees Gladys in the middle of the woods too, he
Mhm.
actually has an encounter with Gladys. Um, he's ultimately the one who discovers where the missing children are. So
Yeah.
we have Archer looking the whole time for where these children could be, the police looking for where these children could be, Paul
Justine
trying to
following Alex home.
weird
Mhm.
weirdo Justine following the kid home, the one missing kid when the whole town already thinks you're part
Kidnapper.
of it.
Yeah.
We got James the junkie pretty much discovering the kids are in the basement of
Mhm.
Alex's house.
Yeah.
And of course, he's the junkie character, so no one really believes him. No one, who's he gonna tell?
Right.
And he's only in it for the money. He's trying to come up with the 50,000, so he's just trying to make
Mhm.
sure. Um, but I thought his story was really, really funny, interesting, and just wild. Just
Yeah.
man, was it just unfortunate for James? I'm not gonna lie.
Paul
But
too though.
yeah, I definitely just think Paul's storyline just needed a little bit more. But yeah, Paul has this weird like he's already with the daughter of the police
Mhm.
chief,
Yeah.
married with him, but messing around with Justine. Had some drinking problems in the past.
Mhm.
Relapsed in this movie, and sees James just breaking into a house and beats him offside the head because he actually gets stabbed by one of his needles.
Yeah.
Uh, so there's just a lot of. I'm not sure if those story points at least lead anywhere. How do you feel about both Paul or James's storylines?
So I think they could have been condensed into one. Like
Yeah, me too.
I don't think we needed a whole James segment, no matter regardless of how funny it is to understand the situation that he's in. Because we also see him talking to Justine outside the gas station. So it's not
Yeah,
like he's like a new character in that sense, but um I just think like the whole bad cop, trying to do right type of storyline, like I don't think they was necessarily trying to have us feel sympathy for him or anything like that. But I think it was the secret uh third genre of this movie, which is comedy. Because this is probably like the
yeah,
outside of the ending, like the funniest part in the whole movie was
hmm
just them two interacting together
yeah,
because it was just like the most uncanny things you could think was going to happen happened. Because like once, like you were saying before, when James saw Gladys in the woods, he's like, "Oh no, I'm tripping. Like, what
yeah.
is
I'm
that?
tripping.
Like, what is that? And um, just to find out, like, yo, because we thinking that like James lost Paul because he was running from him after Paul said, "The next time I see you," it's a different story because he roughed him up, just a little bit of brutality and
Mhm.
let him go and cut the cameras. We ain't got to talk about that though, you know.
Yeah,
But just normal behavior. Just a month away, and the tapes will get recorded over. They just put that in there. Um, but like to like forget kind of the overarching scenario and focus on these two was like a good change of pace for me. As
yeah,
far as like, okay, like all right, get ready for the final act of just being terrified
yeah,
because like that's where it was basically leading, you know.
yeah. And that's pretty much kind of where I wanted to lead into.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you felt that way too, because it definitely felt like those two characters were like the palate cleansing,
Yeah.
kind of progress the story in a way and have the aloof character really make the big time discovery.
Mm-hmm.
Um, ultimately to get to Marcus's character, which is the principal,
Yeah.
and this is where we kind of get the reveals coming through.
Mm.
Um, and here's where the main segment of what we're going to talk about is going to
I
happen.
just had a
We
bad
get
joke. I'm not gonna say
we
it though.
we get Marcus and we get Gladys.
Yeah.
Essentially, Marcus, the school principal, is just trying to tell Justine to lay off
Lay low.
stalking the kids.
Mm-hmm.
We've already been through so much trauma. We don't want to get people more FBI called on us. Blah 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 blah.
FBI. CPS.
Yeah, CPS. And ultimately, he said, "I'm gonna do a conference call with the parents." And ultimately,
Yeah.
Gladys walks through the door,
Mm-hmm.
and we finally can put two and two together that this is the entity the whole time.
Yep.
This is the demon in my
This is the
brain, but
clown.
yeah, the clown,
Yeah.
the demon clown, Pennywise, all over again, terrorizing the town. And we get revealed that I'm Alex's aunt,
Mm-hmm.
and his parents are just not in the right mind right now, and he can't come along, can't help out, but tell me everything.
Mm-hmm.
And clearly a fishy character, beyond fishy.
Yeah. Look
uh
crazy.
Looks crazy, dresses crazy,
Even the
older
secretary was
looking.
like, "Yo, you really want to do this?
Yeah,
You
are you
sure?"
ready?
Like,
Are you ready for this? um and ultimately it's revealed that she stalks the principal home, invites herself in,
mm-hmm.
and she does some type of witch ritual on him and forces him to head
Voodoo.
smash his partner
Yeah.
into the ground,
Crazy.
causing his eyes to go crazy, puffy,
Yeah.
look crazy, and then she has the ability to make them uh weaponize them ultimately to
Yeah.
hunt out another person by breaking a twig with their hair,
Or
and
something
ultimately
that they have that's close to.
something that they have, yeah. This one ends up being Justine's hair. She
Mm-hmm.
breaks it and sets the spell free, and the principal is sent flying across town, Naruto running,
Yeah.
straight to choke out Justine.
Which we saw earlier in the movie, but it was a part of
No context though.
Archer's. Yeah, it was part of Archer's storyline where that's when he first confronts her, and then we see Marcus booking it down the street, and it's like she's
Yeah.
like, Marcus, what? And then that's when we get that whole scene, and
And
it gets
and I
crazy.
think this is where I really enjoyed the movie the most, because it just felt like all these confusing scenes. I thought originally in Archer's storyline, as soon as he came out of nowhere, Naruto running, that it was some type of infection, like
Yeah.
them interacting with this clown, getting close to this clown somehow infects them later on in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, this clown uh, was able to get to every little kid except for Alex.
Mm-hmm.
That's where my brain was going the whole time.
Yeah.
And ultimately, to see it become witches, I was like, dang, I haven't seen a witch storyline in a while. So let's see what this witch can do. But I was like, yo, this is some brutal stuff going on right now. So we're
Mm-hmm.
about to ramp it up for part 3, because we settled down.
Yeah.
But how did you feel about the reveal of Gladys? The reveal of the witch pretty early, well, an hour into the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and ultimately what happened with Marcus.
I was like, finally, bruh. This is the clown. This is the clown we've
Yeah,
been seeing this whole time. Now, I'm still mad confused into how she's in these people's dreams and nightmares and
yeah.
uh you know trips.
Do you have a
Um
theory on it or no?
Absolutely not. I don't really understand it at all. Like that to this day. Like
Yeah.
the the actual like how the weaponization works makes sense as far as like, you know, she's
Yeah. Which
using
part?
her blood and
Yeah.
using the stick. That's the little sandwich, and then you break it, and then boom. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that's pretty easy concept to understand. But like what it's doing for her, that's I still don't really understand what her motives was, and that's kind of like what I was hoping to
Oh.
get to towards the end,
Yeah.
or like which is something we don't really see until we get to Alex's storyline as far as like
Mhm.
how she even entered the picture.
Yeah.
Um, but as far as like just her introduction at the moment of he popped on screen, I was like, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over with. It's it. It's
She's
her.
just a creepy
Like,
old woman. Like she's
yeah,
just too creepy. And like,
the wig.
I'm sorry if you out here with a red wig, bright pink,
Mm-hmm.
uh, this Halloween, I'm not
Yeah.
walking near you. I'm not walking near you. But yeah, the reveal of it being witches and that's why they're
Unique
running, they're
look
being
though.
forced. Huh?
It's a unique look though. Like that's something I ain't never seen
Oh yeah,
before.
for sure.
Yeah.
And scary movies need stuff like this, like iconic moments.
Mm-hmm.
And like Glass the Witch is definitely like iconic look. Like, ugh,
Yeah.
nah. But
Ugh.
yeah. But ultimately, she's a witch that's able to weaponize people against other things.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an interesting reveal. Like, okay, this is like an actual person.
Yeah.
Um, and my only theory, I'm not 100% sure. I probably have to look it up. I'm guessing she just has the ability, just some witchcraft ability to just infect people uh with like illusions of her or like nightmares of her because
Mm,
it seemed like ultimately when we get to Alex's storyline that not even the parents kind of knew about Gladys. Like we don't really know if
yeah.
she's even their aunt.
Right.
But they kind of vaguely remember her. And I think the
Well,
dad was
the
the one who said,
dad,
like, I
the
haven't seen
dad
him
doesn't.
15 years.
Yeah, the dad doesn't really know her at all. She didn't come to the wedding. I think they've only heard of her through like passing by type of situation. Like it's like she's not a close member of the family, but like she connected though. I think.
You think so?
Yeah, but only because
Because Gladys says she's seen Alex when he was a wee little kid, but the dad said,
yeah,
I haven't seen her in 15 years. Like, it was
right.
really weird. Like, timelines weren't matching up,
The reason
storylines weren't matching up.
the reason why I say she had to be connected is because that boy Alex was a natural. At the end, he got that joint right immediately. You know, and
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it counts as far as like you needing uh like, to
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
certain amount of powers
Who
to
knows?
make it work. Who knows? But um it's like it just worked for him. He's seen it too many times, I guess, you know. But
Yeah.
I'd say as far as like a theory, because I didn't like when you asked me earlier, I wasn't really I didn't have like a concrete theory of like what actually
Yeah, what's happening?
what it was. But like if you ask me, I'll probably say that, you know, because like the whole purpose is to why. So I'm thinking it's more of a situation with like she needs the power of youth to continue on, and obviously the parents weren't enough
Yeah.
to keep her going. As much as far as like how many times she's done this before, just like with uh what's her name, Agatha. You know, like
Hmm.
how she's been able to survive all that time in Marvel, and then like or the witch in the red hair witch in Game of Thrones, where it's like she take the amulet off and she's this old lady.
Yeah.
You know, so like as far as like we knew that's what she needed the bodies for, but we didn't know like if it was actually working. You know, we
Yeah,
never
yeah.
got to that part. So, um,
And I will say
yeah,
that is a critique and downfall I had with the movie. Ultimately, in Alex's storyline, we do get the backstory of Gladys, the backstory
mm,
of his family, and what happened. But we know that Gladys is a witch who pretty much infects this family and is slowly leeching off the main parents in the beginning.
yeah,
And ultimately, it was not enough to sustain her or not healing her fast enough
mm-hmm.
whatever's going on. So ultimately, she does sets Alex on a massive run to gather
Compass.
all small little trinkets from his classmates,
Well,
and ultimately, that's what it is.
so that's what I really liked, and that's another critique I have in this movie because it's not to me like as far as like the I don't know what you would call it. Like, we got to come up with a term for this. So like you know how like in like movie magic, there's not a lot of movie magic
Yeah,
in this movie, but like I guess scary movie tropes, there's a couple. So like the ones that stick out to me the most both deal with Julia or with Justine. Why
Justine.
they do Julia and Justine? They should have named her something else. So um the first one that came to my brain was during the chase that when she was getting attacked by Marcus, and
Mm-hmm.
she ran around this big old uh gas station and then ran to a door that was locked when she could have definitely just turned and ran outside immediately
Mm-hmm.
instead of uh because he was way behind her and he didn't make no shortcuts. And then my brain, I'm like, why don't you just keep going right and then you're out of there, ring around the rosy, you know what I'm saying? But then we wanted to get to see Archer's epic hit stick that is
Yeah.
going to be on Sports Center's top 10
Yeah.
any day now. But that was one moment where I was like, okay, scary movie. Then the other one was during Alex's storyline where she orders him basically like to, like you said, go and find something from all his classmates. And I thought it was very smart and the approach that he could have done, because he didn't necessarily get anything that any of the kids would have missed, but he got the name tags on for everybody's like school bins. And that
Mm-hmm.
was like something that they had all drew on and colored. So it's like, boom, it fits the criteria of like, all right, we need something that belongs to them.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
So that's great. That's a great idea. My only problem is that he got caught. Right. And
Yeah.
during PE, he said he forgot something. Worst excuse of all time. You know what I'm saying? And, Justine, being the teacher of the year that she is, she didn't question it. She didn't notice the name tags missing. She didn't notice he had a book bag going back to gym, not the end of the day. And we just move on from there. And then boom, shabam, we got weapons now. So to me, like, as much as like there's things in this movie that I was like, okay, like that's a unique way to do this, and oh, this was smart. This is not what I was thinking I was doing, because like all the time we saw Alex trying to process like, okay, at well, however old he is, 8 years old, 7 years old, how do I find something that belongs to everybody, but also do it so where they don't miss it? Because I'm already getting bullied, you know what I'm saying, by Matthew for
Mm-hmm.
just existing. So like, how do I steal their eraser? Do I steal their Funko Pop or their fidget spinner? Like, what do I do? And he had a brilliant idea of just choosing that. And if he didn't get caught and was just able to put all those stuff in his book bag and then dip out,
Yeah.
would have been good. Like, or even if she met him at the door,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like feel like that would have been better. But the whole like, you could tell me anything if you need to, like that fits her character, because they did say like she kind of like not obsesses over kids, but like oversteps as from being a teacher to and being a parent type of thing. She done gave a kid a ride home before and all this other stuff that she's got in trouble for by the principal and the school board or whatever. So like it's not that much of a stretch that she would act this way. It's just more so like, how do you not notice that all the name tags is gone
Yeah,
and
and
where they
I
will go?
definitely think we're gonna talk more about that too. Because in this movie, what I really enjoy is you can watch it, figure it out,
Mm-hmm.
uh, which makes it good for a first time watch, and then dig deeper into like what does all of this even mean? Like, what are the
Yeah.
characters? Uh, like kind of like what else? What's the underlying thing that they're trying to tell me? And I think that
Mm-hmm.
one moment for sure, there was a feeling of like even these kids. Alex's family had already been infected by Gladys, and she's already taken over.
Mm-hmm.
And his parents are no longer really they're vegetables at this point.
Yeah.
Uh, and now Alex is tasked with doing this thing, and like you said, he gets caught by the teacher,
Yeah.
and even the teacher kind of looks like turns a blind eye in a way. And I kind of felt like that was just another thing of students, kids deal with trauma, and even the teachers failed to
Mm.
see it.
Yeah.
And the parents always ask like what was going on in the classroom only after the bad thing happens.
Right.
But like you said,
They
the
ain't notice
kid
the
left
signs.
during gym time by
Yeah.
himself.
Yep.
And yeah, there are signs, and there's I think Justine even said something like you haven't been like
Yourself.
the yourself
Quiet.
lately.
You're more quiet than normal.
Yeah, and I just feel like that was also things about, like, if the kid's dealing with grief or, uh, there are signs, and then
Hmm.
adults do miss these signs, people do miss these signs, and,
Yeah.
um, just, like, as a bigger thing.
Hmm. Speaking of signs, there was some Easter eggs in the movie that we
Ooh,
get privy to in these flashbacks with Alex. And one was the fact that, like you said it before, like how his parents and all the kids got infected, was that whole time they were studying parasites.
yes, I love it.
And I was like, oh, that's a good nod right there, because like I don't know, I don't
It was
know,
Cordyceps and
yeah,
also something else.
but there was like a literal like poster in the back or
Mhm.
behind her on the board that was showing that, and I was like, bruh, these youngins actually know what they're doing. You know,
Yeah.
like this is good lore right here to
Mhm.
think about, because we still never got to see exactly like what's inside of them. We've only seen like Marcus like throwing up like look like oil, you know,
Yeah.
and that instance, but you know, nothing to the extent that I'm like, okay, I know exactly what's happening. But I just like to see little things like that they sprinkle in, that like once we see it again, we recognize,
Yeah.
oh,
That was
like
smart.
that was a smart thing to add in there. Like, oh, if we knew that, then it's like, even on the rewatch, if somebody hasn't seen it before, then you could see their reaction to something that
Yeah.
was there. So I just thought
Yeah,
that
no,
was fire.
and it was definitely like a play on, like, Cordyceps. Definitely if you've seen The Last of Us, you know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
But, especially essentially spores that take over your mind and then force ants to climb up a tall tree and die and spread the spores again. And it was really cool to see how, they use that as, like, Gladys, in a way, as, like, the infection that infected Alex's family. Um,
What about
and
that tree though?
the tree.
Hmm?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I don't even know what that is, but, um, I would have kicked that thing over, I'm not gonna
Bruh,
lie.
they probably don't even know what kind of tree that was.
Yeah. Don't tell me you know, 'cause,
Nah, I
that'd be
don't know.
creepy.
No,
Alright, cool.
I don't know either. But
Yeah.
like, I was just like they don't even know to know that though,
Yeah, yeah.
because it's like it was a prickly tree, but at the same time it was like looked like it was blue, and she brought it with her.
Mhm.
Obviously, it means something, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and that was the tool that she used to do do what she had to do, and
Mhm.
I'm just still confused of what she was trying to do, you know.
I mean, we could get straight into that. I mean, ultimately, Gladys did need all of the 17 children to actually restore, like, her health. So she is some type of, like, blood-sucking witch that needs, like, the souls of the children, the souls of the parents to stay youthful. My major problem with that, though, was I kinda wish we woulda saw her get, like, much, much younger, but we saw, like, her hair kinda get better as it went on, like, because she was,
You think
like,
so?
twigs. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't notice it. Well, I thought she just had it braided up, and then it wasn't
She
braided
did.
up.
She did when she was on the floor, but after she got the kids, she had a little bit more hair, and she was, like, more
Mm.
youthful, and she could move
She
around
did
a lot
have
more.
like she did have like a little bit more color to her face,
Yeah, yeah.
and she was
But
moving at the end. Yeah, so that makes sense. But
but it
she
was
was ready
just
to
so
leave though.
surprising.
She was ready to leave.
Only because that's once the cop, Paul and, what was it? James
James.
done
Yeah.
bursted through. She realized, like, "Oh, our spot's been
Like, all right, we gotta
blown up.
move.
Yeah, it's time to get going." But,
Yeah.
I just found it so wild that she was just pretty much just blood sucking the whole
Class.
community until yeah, and then she was just gonna dip on out. And, to see Alex had to go through there, feed them all,
Oh
Campbell's
man.
chicken noodle. The
Cam
possibilities, man,
Cam
is crazy.
Campbell's had to spend that bag, bro. They
Yeah.
got a major plug in this joint. So
But yeah, but ultimately that's what happens, and that's the explanation. A
mm,
witch is in the town, she stole the kids, and she's stealing them to regain youth. Kinda like a normal witch storyline, but crazy because I kind of didn't see it coming the whole time. And as soon as they revealed like the whole witch aspect, I was like, yo, this is wild. And then just to wrap it up so we can just have a little fun with it. Ultimately, how did you feel about the end? How did you feel about them Alex breaking the curse? And then the craziest scene I've seen in a while.
Well, that's the thing though. The curse technically didn't get broken.
True.
You know, like they're all still like some of them just now getting to talking. So like,
love it.
They basically just regained control, or like at least she wasn't in control anymore.
Sure, yeah, I can see that.
Of them, and honestly, like, because he didn't need the little bell. He just needed the sticks because it was already transformed. So it's like when she go, it's shown to us as like, okay, now it's all over, but like nobody really turns back to normal. It was still a tragedy. Everybody's just a vegetable, you know. Yeah. Somehow Matthew was able to turn and recognize that his dad was talking to him. But like, I don't know. Like I just think it was a fun way to end it. Like, because I just was not expecting it to end that way. And I think we didn't talk about this, but like, to me, the biggest jump scare in the movie was like when because we didn't say, so like after Paul and James pulled up to the crib and they got taken over, then Justine and Archer pulled up, and then that's when like the things start shaking off and going crazy. And once, and probably like one of the funnier scenes is the Archer versus Junkie James, and James would not go down. He would not go down without a fight, and it was just
best
like,
scene, man. Best scene.
He just kept getting knocked out and getting back up and screaming like that. That jump was hilarious. And then you know, obviously once Archer sees that all the kids are downstairs, he's going looking for Matthew, and he finds Gladys like a raccoon in the night. And she jumps out and she like this.
She like a whole rat mode.
Yeah. And grabs the amulet somehow. If like my brain, like after seeing what you know was upstairs, I'm on guard at the same time. So she can reach, but my reach is further than hers. So she at least getting decked, bro. What are we talking about? So
yeah.
But that was the jump scare for me that had me audibly like, oh my God, like I couldn't believe that was happening. So, you know, then he gets taken over, and then ultimately we have to wait till Alex is able to break, or just like break his branch and weaponize the kids to attack Gladys. And when it happens, her spidey sense was tingling, and she just knew.
Love it.
She just knew.
So much stuff, man.
Yeah, out, and then she was just out, and then she was just screaming, like running.
She said,
"Yeah,
well, time to go."
Yeah. So, like that was like the most satisfying or gratifying part of the movie. It was carnage though, but.
Yep, the children tear limb from limb once they finally, after this long chase sequence that was crazy. Kids bursting through windows, jumping over fences, going through houses. Through them
joints. Indestructible.
Yeah, and think about it, this is in the town with everyone like, there's 17 missing kids, and now there's just screaming kids just running left and right, like, oh, there they go. Yeah. But ultimately they catch up to Gladys and they rip her. Huh?
I said none of them houses up the code, bro. Them joints just breaking like paper.
Yo, those kids were strong kids.
Right, yeah.
But definitely a few of them were going D1. But they finally catch up to Gladys and rip her limb from limb, and ultimately they just stand in a circle, vegetable like
rodeo.
And That's it. But I will say I really, really thought the third act was so wild.
Mhm.
It completely threw away the tone of it being very serious and spooky and
Yeah.
went with the kinda like a humor ending, but it was
Mhm.
just very fun and satisfying that, a scary movie could really go from, like, very creepy,
Yeah.
have some mystery element to it, and then kinda, like, leave you laughing like, "Yo, I don't know what's going on, but this is
Mhm.
wild." And kinda ultimately what you said, uh, it kinda leaves on a dark tone that these kids actually don't recover, or what we can put it as are just now a few of them are beginning to talk.
Mhm.
Um And I definitely think you can go back and deep dive, like, what does that mean? Is just like a traumatic event happens, and then, some
Yeah.
kids are just now speaking about this trauma that they experienced, like, it's taking them time.
I need to see the
Um,
brain scan, bro. How active is
yeah,
that brain?
yeah, but it was sad.
Yeah.
It was an ending that ended abruptly of, yeah, these kids ain't recover.
Mhm.
I hope you enjoyed Weapons, but,
Yeah.
did you like the 3rd act, though, overall for this?
I liked how it got mega serious with, um, you know, Alex, because he went from a kid to a grown man. Like, he was out there
Yeah.
shopping and doing all the work, and it was like it.
That house
I
must have
thought it was gonna
stunk.
lead to something. Yeah, that too. I thought it was gonna lead to something because like we saw the different like little things she was doing, but like I was thinking like when like the salt thing was like something where like I've seen that in other things, but I don't really know what it mean. Where like she was down there doing something like getting younger, but we never really saw that process
Yeah.
happening, which is like unfortunate to me because I was like, yeah, you said that you noticeably here got younger, but it wasn't enough of a transformation to me where I actually paid attention to like, oh, it actually worked. You
Yeah,
know, like she
exactly.
didn't get so much youth that like, you know, she was like in her 40s or something like that. It was
Yeah,
like
they should definitely gave her, like, minus 20 years, and I've
gave
been
her
like,
some
"Okay."
CGI, bro. You
Yeah.
know, like she was basically doing what Bulma did, is like, yo, just send me back 5 years with the
Yeah.
Dragon Balls. That's what she does. Um, so yeah, man, I enjoyed it though. Like it was a very enjoyable movie once you got past the spooky parts. Sure.
Yeah.
But and it's probably something I would recommend people to go see. Cause when you told me like you think I would be all right, I was like, I
Yeah,
don't know if I
I definitely
believe you.
don't think you get that impression in the beginning,
Yeah,
uh, but I feel like the director, this person is a really creative, uh uh, I don't know if plot, storyboard. He
that
storyboarded
Kreger.
this movie amazing where it kinda feels like you can bring someone who does not like scary movies and they could
Mm-hmm.
find some enjoyment with it, but with also them feeling like this is a scary movie. Like,
Mm,
okay, I watched a scary movie, but it wasn't as bad. It didn't like it never hit like a high note of horror to me.
right.
Like I was never like fully terrified. I walked out laughing. I was like, dang, that was a wild movie. I don't know what I watched.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that was something. But
So Zach Kreger is the director, and he also did Barbarian and Companion. So this tracks.
that makes sense. I haven't seen Companion. I'm gonna go watch
Haven't
that
either.
tomorrow. But I have
But
seen Barbarian, and that does track a lot. That
yeah.
seems like the same guy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
um,
And
so
your boy's
that's
in that
awesome.
joint too. I didn't see that one though because this one was too scary. Justin Long is in that movie in Barbarian.
Barbarian?
He's AJ in Barbarian. Surprisingly,
Hey,
I don't know.
I got to look it back up.
I couldn't do it, bro.
Yeah.
Went down in that basement. I said, nope, ain't watching it. I thought it was gonna be dope though, but I was like, nah, it's too much. It's too hard. Too
It,
much
it's
for
it,
me.
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Too
I'm not
much
gonna
for
lie.
me. So
That tracks a lot though.
yeah.
But so yeah, this director's great at like putting in a lot of mystery in the beginning, and I kind of feel like this is what makes horror movies really fun
Mhm.
because it just kind of feels like an event of like what's going on, what happened, are they gonna make it out here alive, or is it gonna
Yeah.
be this like really happy ending, sad ending. I like it when scary movies ends dark. Just because it's just the nature of the movie. It just doesn't feel like
Yeah, you
once
shouldn't
you
be
get
out.
trapped
You
in a
shouldn't feel
scary.
like you won.
Yeah, it just feels like
Like everybody loses in this joint.
yeah. So yeah, this one was just very entertaining, and the storylines, while I don't always think they intersect perfectly where they ultimately matter a lot,
Yeah.
um, it was fun to watch these storylines come together.
Mm,
Um, and I thought it was like pretty concise, to be honest. Um,
yeah, I agree. It's still so much that we didn't even say though. That's what's crazy about
yeah, and that's why I really wanted to walk through each person's storyline because there is
it.
quite a lot.
It's like
We
it's a
didn't
2
really
hour
talk about
movie.
every junk. Yeah, we didn't talk through every jump scare, every
Hmm.
funny moment.
Yeah.
Um, but I would definitely tell people to go out and see this one, like,
Okay.
and bring your friends for this one because I feel like everyone would be looking at each other like, "Oh nah,
Yeah.
nope, wouldn't be me." Like, run over there, stupid. Like,
Yeah.
like it definitely gets you there.
Right. Like, and what's funny about that is like, I went to go see it by myself, but like the person sitting right beside me, like we basically became friends after the end of that
Yeah,
movie because he was sitting there trying to talk like, it's like, yo, what's up with them? Like, it was like,
exactly.
yo, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, so yeah, Chris is absolutely right with that one. So it's like, you'll become fast friends with the people beside you if you go to see it in theaters. But yeah, definitely a good joint. So with that being said, what are you rating this joint, bro? Out of 10.
So this one is really tough with me
Okay.
because I I'm gonna sound crazy. I'm gonna
Mm.
sound crazy. I walked out feeling a 9. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I really like weapons. It was really entertaining. I had a fun time. Like I did not feel like I wasted my money,
Yeah.
and it had me engaged throughout.
Mm-hmm.
I ultimately landed at an 8 because I did feel like Paul's storyline wasn't really the best,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt like Gladys the witch could have done a lot more like terrorizing things.
Yeah.
Um,
This is a bad babysitter.
yeah, it just felt like we could have really hit a peak spook town with this
Yeah.
one.
They could have took it there.
Um, and still hit the same notes where some stuff was funny, some stuff like it
Mm-hmm.
just never from the beginning, it just never reached that fear factor for me. But entertainment value, I mean, it was all the way up there. Storyline, I thought it was up there too. Um, it just ultimately when I walked out the theater, I just came away feeling like it's definitely good. It's a good movie. It's a fun time, and an enjoyable watch. But like super scary movie. Like I heard the rumors that this was like all time one of the scariest movies. It was
Man.
100% on Rotten Tomato, and I definitely really like it. I just don't think it's like amazing next level type thing. I just think it's really well written, fun way to do a movie,
Mm.
and has some nice scenes. Like even the scene where glass got ripped apart,
Yeah.
like bro, I seen Terrifier. They could have went crazy with that to be like, yo, no thank you. Like
It
so
was like she was getting tore up, and then they cut to another scene, and she just got arms and limbs on the side of her.
yeah, and I
It's like,
get it.
oh,
Maybe it's because it's kids, it's involving kids. They don't want to show
yeah.
like that. Like that's too much. That's too far.
Hmm.
Uh, but yeah, there was just a lot of stuff where I feel like they could have really ramped up the horror and bumped it up a lot more. But overall, maybe in the future I'll bump it back up to a 9. But I'm gonna stick with an 8. But I really, really liked the movie. It was a enjoyable time.
Okay.
So how'd you feel about this one spooky movie of the year?
Uh, so I gave it a 9. I
Nice.
I really enjoyed watching this joint, and it made me feel like I do this like at the end because I went and saw it in theaters. Um, I as much as like because the reason why I kept it at a 9 and not going to an 8 because like I had a similar thought process as you as far as like thinking about it, but like I started thinking about some of the other movies that I've seen, and I was like, so where does it really like stack up? Like, does it take away that much to make it like just to be like an 8, you know? And I couldn't come up with a reason why it couldn't be a 9. It's kind of where
Yes.
it stuck with me. It's not a 10 out of 10 because there's definitely some things in the movie I was like, oh, this could have been
Yeah,
this
Rotten
or that could have
Tomatoes.
been that, you know? Um, but, you know, I always have high scores for some reason. So, you know, I just think this joint was like that though. Like I definitely feel like it got a little overhyped, you know,
Yeah, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that.
because going into it, this stuff like people super geeked about, like, oh, it like comparing it to Sinners and like the performance in box office and stuff like that. And I'm just like, bro, it's not better than Sinners. Like, I don't think so. I don't think so. But um still, like, it's a good mystery though. Like, it's a good mystery, and from start to finish I was like locked,
It
you
feels
know.
like a story being told, right?
Yeah, but I also like, even without the narrator,
Mm,
because the narrator don't come back until the end.
mm.
So like, I think I think for me, like, the the middle of the movie, it kind of like, not loses me, but like once we figure out who Gladys is and she does her demonstration for us, and it's like boom, boom goes the dynamite. That's it right there. Like, so now I know. After that, I'm just wondering why, and I want to see what is the real like
Yeah, it needed that
reward
ramp up,
for it.
bro. Yeah.
Yeah, like I need to see a drastic change in Gladys, even from like
Mhm.
just look the from the small interaction with the parents. Like, I need to see something like better, and then hopefully when the end, it's like, okay, now they really going crazy. Like, she got full full hair. She ain't got to be mega young, but like, like at least like look the part. Maybe her hair turns actually red this time or
Yeah.
something, you know, because like she just don't even look like she's supposed to be in the family for real. So, so I think that's what it comes down to. Because a lot of times for me, at the end of movies or like during the middle of movies, I'm just trying to figure out how it works. And once I figure out like where it's going, then it's just like, okay, how do we get there? You know?
Yeah.
And if it didn't end the way that it ended on like a high, then I might be at an 8, you know? But I think because of the way it ended, I'm like, okay, nah, that was solid from start to finish. So I give it a 9. I give it a 9. Um, yeah, let us know what y'all think about weapons, man. I know we like what? When this come out? 2 weeks ago?
I think
Like,
so. 2
2
weeks.
weeks ago. So, we if we talking Wednesday, and weapons Wednesday gotta come first. What are we talking about? You know? So, um, yeah, let us know what y'all think about weapons. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And Chris, what you geeked about, bro?
Man, I'm not gonna lie, after Weapons, I'm pretty geeked about watching more scary movies. So I've been
Oh,
I've been on some scary movie stuff right now.
okay.
I gotta get back on the One Piece journey for real.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been just picking up back on 2024 scary movies. So I watched I think it was called like Late Night with the Devil.
Mm,
That was
I ain't
pretty
watching that.
good. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that one was pretty good. A very unique movie. I really love that one. I would definitely give that one a 9.
Oh, I seen this
Um,
picture before. Yeah, youngins really like this movie.
yeah, that was up there. Then that one's yeah,
Yeah.
that one might go up to a 10 one day, but I for sure a 9 after one view, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
cinema. But yeah, I'm just definitely gonna get in my spooky bag for a little bit,
Yeah.
just because Weapons just got me in the mood.
Yeah.
Um, and then just Pokemon, man. I've just been uh going crazy on learning about Pokemon cards,
Mm-hmm.
playing Pokemon, trying to figure it out. It's a lot more complex than
How many
10 year
badges you got?
10-year-old version of me ever thought of. It's too much. What'd you say?
How many badges you got?
I'm at 1.
Game
I,
hard.
I'm Yeah, I'm playing Radical Red, and it's supposed to get
Yeah.
really hard at Gym 2, but I'm just going through.
Is there a level cap built in?
There is, so you had
Mm.
to beat Brock at 15, and that's when it clicked in my brain, like, okay, let me just get more Pokemon because this is way harder than normal. Like
Mm-hmm.
they switched to some Pokemon that got some good moves, but I really want to beat that for sure.
Uh-huh.
But also, I'm pretty geeked that Path of Exile 2, the additional acts are coming out, so I'm gonna play that. And Borderlands 4 is dropping soon, so I got a
Mm.
few games that I'm pretty hyped about. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Pretty much all games that I play, it's just they're all coming out now, and I'm like, yo, this might be a run right now to gaming, you know. Um, and then geeked. A show just for everyone. I think it's called Alien Earth.
Oh yeah,
Um, I'm super hyped to watch that because I thought Romulus was pretty good,
I gotta
and I
finish
can't wait
that.
to see how this goes because I'm not sure it has to be afterwards, but we'll see. And I think that's about 10 episodes on
Mm.
Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
So finally a Hulu show I'm gonna get to watch. So pretty geeked about that too. But
Okay. Okay.
gee, what you geeked about?
Oh, I got a couple things. So first thing, I'm on my Pixar journey. So y'all know that. I finished The Good Dinosaur a little while ago. It was bad. Wasn't good. Then I watched Onward. Onward's actually
Ah,
good. It's pretty good.
I like Onward. I like
Liked
Onward.
Onward. W brother. You know what I'm saying? And then, um, as far as shows though, Classic came back out. King of the Hill.
Mm.
I love King of the Hill, bro. This is some good old TV right there. Like, it was everything I remember, bro. And it's just like it's a nice little palate cleanser because you know, I'm trying to ramp up like the amount of stuff I'm watching. Get back in the groove of things. Now it's getting cold outside. I mean, it's not getting cold, but turning the corner in the year. So, um, super geeked about that joint. I finished that last night, and then new season of F1 Drive to Survive after
I saw the review.
Max Verstappen has taken the crown, and things are changing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I can pick, bro, but I'm feeling like Ferrari is like my squad now. Cause like I also like watched a lot of not documentaries, but a lot of episodes of Founders podcast about the what's his name? Little Ferrari. I don't know his name. But like I know like the original creator of Ferrari. I don't know how to say his first name.
Mm-hmm.
But um so after like listening to those and then just looking at the different teams, right now I'm still rooting for Lewis Hamilton because he's the only black guy. I gotta root for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm rocking with Ferrari because I like red. And it's just like a staple, you know? And red my favorite color and it's like the most winningest. I feel like that's a thing for me though.
It might be.
Because it's tracking now. Because first Cowboys, right? Um, then Wizards, that doesn't track, but Ohio State tracks. I got family ties to that one though, and now Ferrari, they ain't won in a long time, but like
Yeah.
historically,
Yeah, historically.
and they red, so it's like that's hard. So as I'm watching this joint, I'm like, dang. I still got a couple more seasons left before I'm all caught up, but I'm enjoying every bit of it because it just gets like that feud between what's his name, the Red Bull guy and the Mercedes guy, the principals or whatever. They hate each other, bro. Toto and I think his name is Toto or Mercedes.
And Max Verstappen?
No, that's the racer. I'm talking about the the coaches basically, like the F1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Christian. Name's Christian. Honor, Christian Horner. I don't know, but they be talking crazy. They be talking spicy on that joint, and then that's just always like a cool thing because it's like they want the same thing, but like anything happen on the course, they calling upstairs. And upstairs is like, "Yep, we hear you. Yep, and then they call it saying same thing. And it's like, "Yo, they cheating. Nah, they cheating. No, they cheating. Yeah. Nah, they cheating." No, just like, bruh, y'all both cheating. So, but yeah, that's pretty much what I'm geeked about. As far as like what's coming out this week though, I don't know what's coming out this week. Oh, that Honey Don't movie. I said that last time though. But
is that Denzel Washington?
Nah, that's
that came out last week, right?
Yeah, Denzel Washington came out. Denzel Spike Lee came out last. It's highest to lowest, but they're not really showing that around here. I might have to catch that when it comes on streaming. Like I'm not going all the way out. What you call it? Go see it. So, Honey Don't should be in theaters for us at least. I think. You know how it gets with these not smaller movies, but like they like, you know, unique, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess that's the best way to describe it. And then like Caught Stealing, that looks fire. I seen a trailer for that.
I don't know.
I don't know when that's coming out. I think it got Zoe Kravitz in it. And Austin Butler.
Okay.
The guy from Dune 2. He was the bald guy in Dune 2.
Wasn't he also
fought?
Elvis?
He was in a bike movie. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Was he Elvis?
Was he?
I don't see Elvis on here. Oh yeah, he was Elvis. Okay. Yeah, he was Elvis.
Okay.
Yeah, he was Elvis. I didn't watch that. Elvis, bro. If you know, you know. All right, y'all, we out of here. Podcast is over. Appreciate y'all for watching. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button for more. And we'll see y'all next week. Stay geeked. Peace.
Later, y'all.